Well, hello everybody and welcome to my channel. I'm Louise Savage of Louise Savage Muses. Warm welcome if you're a returning viewer, and an equally warm welcome if you're used to listening to my ramblings / musings. Now today I'm on location. That doesn't happen very often. Hopefully it'll happen more often.
Oh yes,
just spent a splendid weekend learning from this amazing lady here, Kate Harris of Harris & Harris Books.
Hi, Kathleen.
We are in Clare, we are in Suffolk, and this is the most magical book space you could possibly wish to be in, and we've had a wonderful weekend. I have been learning, look at this, I'm not sure about bookseller of the year.
Oh yes.
Bookseller of the hour.
No, you nailed it. Absolutely nailed it. It's been a delight to have you both here. It's been just wonderful.
Yeah, we've had so much fun. But while we were here, and I must add, I did bring a certain Simon Savage along with me. I thought we'd tolerate him. It's been kind of okay.
It's been okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just about him to speak.
He didn't get bookseller of the year, Sash.
He's around somewhere. Anyway, I have seized this opportunity to ask Kate about her best-selling female fiction of the last year or two.
Yeah.
And she has the most fantastic stack of books here to share with us. I'm not sure I've read any of them actually. Oh, maybe a couple of them. I'm just I'm rudely glancing over, but I'm really interested to see what's in this pile, Kate.
Well, thank you, Lou. And the remit wasn't that I'd had to read it.
No,
just that I'd sold it. So we're going with that one. And you asked for 5, so I've got 7. I hope that's all right. No particular order. I'm starting here with Ellie Griffiths, the great Deceiver, which is her latest of her Brighton series.
Sorry to interrupt, but can you just tell me about the genre? Because I have witnessed quite a few people come into this shop over the weekend with a real love for this writer, and I don't know anything about these books. I'm sorry, I'm really
ignorant. That's quite right. No, that's absolutely. Ellie Griffiths has, or actually her true name is Dominica De Rosa.
Oh, okay.
And she wrote some lovely sort of travel novel books, but then wanted to write some crime fiction. Right. And I think she was advised, I think it was that, she was advised to get a nom de plume.
Oh, okay.
So I can't remember how she came up with Ellie Griffiths, but she writes, she's been busy, she's written a lot of books, and she has 2 main strands of crime fiction. One is Brighton based, which is this, and there's about 7, 8.
That's the on the front, is it?
That's,
is it? I think it might be.
It might be. I should think so. They're all Brighton based. And the other strand is her series set in Norfolk.
Oh, okay.
A little closer to here than it is in Brighton. But this is her latest of the Brighton crime fiction, and it's been doing very well. And she was at Bury Literary Festival.
Oh, okay.
Where she remembered me. She gave me a hug.
Oh, that's nice.
And so she signed some books for the shop. Well, that's lovely, and that's been doing really, really well.
It does matter, doesn't it, when an author is really nice?
Oh, yes.
It shouldn't in a way, but it does make a difference to how I feel about reading a book.
It really does.
Yeah.
They say never meet your heroes, but in this case, do meet her. If you see her out and about, meet her. She is lovely.
Aww.
Yeah, no, she was really nice. Yeah. Oh, it says here, recalls the best of Agatha Christie.
Oh, okay. There you are, if you're an Agatha Christie fan and you've not read Ellie Griffiths.
But I wouldn't have necessarily put them in the same bracket, but she did. Shall we another one?
Yes, please.
All right, okay. We have got Julia, and this is by Sandra Newman, and I've not read it.
I haven't read it either.
I'll say there's a lot.
I've heard a lot about it.
I've got it, but I haven't read it yet. Yes, this has been everywhere on social media. So this is about the, there's a little bit of blurb, I've just caught sight of it here. So you see it's 1984, and Julia was the wife of...
She's the kind of love interest, isn't she, in the novel, from what I remember.
Yes.
It's a long time since I read it, to be fair.
I know, I did it at school.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy it, but I'm ready to read it again.
Sad,
I did enjoy it, but I didn't understand it enough. I think, our English
school
teacher
sometimes I think puts you off as well. I think
it can
it's
do.
sad, but it can do that.
That is true, yes. But it says magnificent retelling of 1984 that goes beyond Winston Smith's story to reveal what Oceania was like for women.
Right.
And I think that is a cracker.
Yeah. And I suspect if you like dystopian fiction, this could well be one for you.
Absolutely.
And I'm imagining that you don't have to have read 1984.
I
would hope.
Ooh, yes, that's interesting.
Has that been bought by? I'm really interested by this because I know a lot of men have read 1984 as well as women,
and
so
still do.
who are buying this? Is it
It is. Do you know, I was going to say it's on level pegging actually,
right?
but I think perhaps more men, or being bought by a woman for a man to read.
Yeah, which is great actually.
Which is great.
I really
I just
approve of that.
spotted those end pages.
Fabulous,
So
aren't
I'm a
they?
bit of a sucker.
Big
for
Brother is watching
Big
you.
Brother is watching you. Absolutely. Yeah. So I've got a slightly bit more dystopic on not my next book, but later on in the pile. So it might be interesting to come back to.
Yeah.
Talk maybe a little bit about that.
And what do we have next, Mrs. Harris? I must just mention, if you don't follow Kate on Instagram, you are missing a treat. She does these wonderful babblings, but except they're not, where Kate unboxes the books as they come in for delivery, and it's called What's in the Box, Mrs. Harris. And it's just wonderful. And Kate has just very kindly handed me a snifter,
Small snifter.
a small
Homemade snifter.
So the videos are fired by. Oh, listen to that! That's a lovely phone.
That was a nice ringtone.
Yeah, it was. The snifters are a feature. They fuel them, don't they?
They fuel them, yes, because I'm usually filming at the end of the day and I'm perhaps a little lagging, but a small snifter.
Just perks you up.
It does.
Cheers, Kate.
Cheers, Louise.
So next
Ooh,
up,
yes.
what have we
Next
got?
up, we have got, well, in your request for female authors, thrown a small curveball for The Running Grave by Robert Galbraith. Though, of course, we all know it's no secret. It was a secret right at the very beginning, but there's no secret now that Robert Galbraith is J.K. Rowling. So, small curveball. Although it says Robert Galbraith, it is still a female author. And this, in her true form, she has got absolute chunksters.
Yeah.
Are you a big enough author, perhaps, that you don't need an editor or something? Isn't it? How about a novella next time? It's getting heavy. And this is one of these Cormoran Strike series. But I will admit, I haven't read any yet. I've got more.
Read any.
A friend gave me the complete set. You could try. To read, because she's read them, loved them, but didn't need them anymore. So I've got them all ready. I'm a firm believer of it's the right book, right time. These are all right books, but not necessarily the right time.
Yeah.
So when I'm ready.
Yeah. I haven't been tempted by them. I think I read The Casual Vacancy because obviously the kids grew up on Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And I read that, and I found it tricky because I just felt bombarded with characters. There were just too many characters, and I think that's kind of put me off a bit.
How did you feel reading that? Did you read into the Harry Potters?
Yeah, but we read them to the kids when they were
Yeah.
younger, and it was part of their growing up. So there was nostalgia there, but yeah, The Casual Vacancy just didn't do it for me. So I think I've just not fancied it.
No, I think I will at some point. It's been on television, hasn't it? Everybody's talking about it, and I've just said, like many books to screen adaptation, no, I can't watch it until I've read it.
Yeah.
But like I keep saying, I've got it, but I haven't read it yet. And I don't want to watch them until I've read it.
No, definitely
Yeah,
not.
but they have a huge following, and it is, like the rest of these are really, really good sellers in the bookshop right now.
Which is what I asked you about.
Which is exactly what you asked me. Precisely. Ooh, tumbling. Right.
Okay.
Slightly controversial one there.
Indeed, yeah. We're grinning because we were in discussion with an audience about this book. We had a book club in the bookshop last night, and this was the book that was chosen.
Yes, and who chose it?
I think Simon might have chosen it.
I think he did.
I think he might have chosen it.
Yes. So this is Mistletoe, Malice by Kathleen Farrell. It's been out of print for a little while. Yes, so this was chosen for us for our book club. Mr. Savage. And it made for actually really interesting discussion.
It did, yeah.
Last night.
Yeah.
Which when you're in a book club, you're searching for positive things to read about a book. And I think there was who's going to go first? But actually, it was fascinating, and the reason is, well, it's in the pile because it's one of our bestsellers, and it was bestseller because it was on book club and whatnot. Yeah, and we have sold a lot of books. And the premise of this was really exciting, bit of Christmas get together.
Yeah, it's a family getting together at Christmas, and the kind of pressures that we all understand a family is put under when they're thrown into a space together, which only happens once a year.
For a reason.
That was the attraction.
That was the attraction, and it was really exciting. I was really looking forward to getting into it, and had good endorsements and whatnot.
And it's a beautiful edition, actually. It
really
feels like
is.
the sort of book you would want to buy and put in someone's Christmas stocking.
It is,
definitely.
And Faber did this little hardback edition just for the independent bookshops, which was lovely. And only a penny more than paperback, which was nice. And the packaging is lovely. And I read it just before our chat last night, and so I've now had a couple of nights kind of thinking about it, and it's a hard one to love, it's a hard one to promote, but if you like to read about family machinations and the malice amongst family members, then
it's very snarky. It's a really snarky read, and the characters are really unlikable, or we found them
horrible.
so. But I think you and I really like the 1950s social commentary that we were getting.
When I suddenly changed the thought of this is horrible people, why am I reading this, to, well, this is a social history.
Yeah.
And then I really got invested and involved in this, and I'm glad I read it.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
So, but yeah, we have sold a lot. Right, the next one was actually mentioned in last night's event.
Yeah, this was mentioned quite a few times.
Yes, it was.
You've got to read it now, haven't you, Kate?
I actually started this morning.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Oh, fabulous.
So that was one of the questions.
Gosh, you're very good with your homework, aren't you?
I know. Never used to be. Thanks, miss. So yes, this was one of the questions. Oh no, after the book club we had a question answer, ask us anything, and I put a question to the group explaining that with the move and the refurbishment of this building, whatnot, my reading had kind of slumped, and I actually had to stop reading for a bit because it was getting too stressful, that I wasn't getting the time to read that I really desperate to.
Yeah.
So I gave myself permission to put the book down and concentrate on one thing, which was get this the new shop ready and whatnot. And then so I opened it out to the floor. Well, you decide. What am I going to read next? And a little voice came out in the audience. In Memoriam.
And it was echoed, actually. There were quite a few people who said that is the book you should read next. I've not read it yet either. I have it at home, but I've not read it yet.
I've had a proof, that's how long I've had it.
Yeah, right.
And there was, yes, absolutely, there was lots of people, echoing this, in Memoriam, must read that. And actually, because this came out much earlier this year, and we did really well with it. There's lots of reviews and lots of hype, and we sold lots of copies. And it sort of, as it often does, it tails off a bit, and people think, oh, it's been out for a while, they've got it, or I'll wait for the paperback. But then suddenly it's been getting a lot more publicity and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just won, hasn't it won the Waterstones?
Yes, it has, but I'm covering that up.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Debut novel.
It has. It's and it's been in lots of reviews, and it's just perked back up again. And we're selling lots, so it has suddenly become one of our best sellers again.
Yeah.
And people have absolutely loved it. And there's one of my lovely customers. She came in and bought a copy, and she came in, and the next day later, I think she bought another copy, and she's just been in again this week to buy another copy for another friend of hers.
So it's snowballing.
It is snowballing.
What's your impression of the opening?
Oh, actually, lovely. And I had an hour this morning before I came to work, and I thought, right, everything's switched off because I need to. I promised I would start it, and I will. And so I'm really not very far in, but I'm engaged straight away.
Right, okay.
The two main characters in here, Gaunt and
the other one.
The other one, yeah. Elwood. That was it. Gone to Elwood. And they have already met. They're at school together.
Oh, okay.
So it's just the basis of the story, just starting off. And already the pace, the characters are interesting enough, and it just starts in it's 1914,
Right.
and they are teenage.
Right. Okay. Ooh,
and
ouch.
they're looking ahead, you know.
Yeah.
So, but I'm really very first pages. And I was
That's
just
clever
really,
because we'll automatically be worried for them, won't we?
yeah. Well, actually, there's wonderful bits in here. Oh, more delicious end pages. Yeah, that's lovely. And I assume it's still in here. That it was in the proof. Yes, there's
Oh.
it's kind of a school
Oh,
reg.
I like that.
There's entrance in it. Do
Might
read
want
it.
to just hold it
Can you hold it?
closer.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can you
look at
see?
that. That's lovely. I really like that.
And that was lovely. And that was nice. So do read it when you get to the book.
Yeah.
Do read them, because there's characters mentioned in here
Oh,
that are in the book,
I
and you
wanted
need
to get my hands on that now.
Yeah. And normally I cut forward or something or whatever. I want to get me in the book, but no, this was worthy. They all are. And I wanted to absorb everything about it and get to know the characters. So I'm delighted to be able to. This is time now. It was always the right book.
Yes,
it wasn't always the right time.
Yeah.
The right time is now, and I'm delighted. And because we're selling so many again, so that's lovely.
Brilliant.
Really nice.
Good.
Okay.
Oh,
Now, yes. Next one up here is the. Should I get rid of that stuff? The next one here is The Memory of Animals by Clare Fuller. Have you?
not yet. Again, I've got it and it's waiting.
Do.
It's one that I really would like to read over Christmas.
Do. It's not what I'm expecting. I'm a big fan of Clare Fuller. She came to the bookshop and I read
Unsettled Ground.
Unsettled Ground and Orange. Bitter Orange.
Yes, Bitter Orange, I think it is.
Love them.
Yeah.
Absolutely love them. Oh no, Poles Apart. Just wonderful. And I think I read another one as well. I've just really enjoyed them. Kind of quietly menacing ones. This is a dark, slight, not dark, but there's a little tingle of menacement, but not like the Mistletoe menace, but not that kind of. But there's something about them.
Makes you uneasy.
A little bit uneasy. That's exactly what it is in the books that I've read. And then this one came along. I was given a proof copy of this, and I thought, great, Clare Fuller. I've loved her books. And then she, her agent or publicist said, well, I think I might have put a post out saying, oh, this is great, fantastic. At last got my hands on a copy of this, and she said, well, she's going to be on a tour. Would you like her to pop in? So she did. So we had an afternoon with Clare. Oh, she's lovely.
Yeah.
So nice. And this, so we read this before she came, so obviously, so we can talk about it. And this, and I was talking about this, like the dystopic aspect of the Julia. So it's nothing like that, but it is slightly dystopic, which was I wasn't expecting from Clare Fuller, and it was brilliant. I wasn't totally sure when I started it, but absolutely invested in it. I'm not going to give any clues away, but it came out this. Was it early this year? Was it last? No, it was early this year. Early this year. It is. It's early this year. But we're all. I know it's all. Yeah. There's so many new things coming in. So it's still when the pandemic was quite still fresh in our minds. Although we don't want it to be. Obviously, we're done, and it's caused all the damage it's done, and we want to look ahead now. But this was really important. It's not a COVID book, it's not pandemic, but there is.
But you feel it might not.
There
been
is.
Written had it not been in that way. Had it not been for COVID.
Well, that's interesting. I wonder. Yeah. Maybe not. But there is an element of that.
Yeah.
Or something happens outside.
Oh.
Which reminded me of Kate Sawyer's The Stranding.
Right. Yeah. Oh gosh, I love that. The opening of that novel is amazing.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
wasn't it incredible?
Yeah.
So she came along to the bookshop because she's quite local, and she gave me a proof copy of this, Stranding, her debut novel, and then she gave me a bit of a synopsis of it, and obviously I'm delighted for her. But I thought that I don't think that's, but of course I'm going to read it, but I didn't naturally think that was for me.
Your thing, yeah.
I read it. Oh my god!
Don't you think though, the more you read, the less that's the case?
Absolutely.
Like you should
Absolutely.
never ever rule things
Never,
out.
no.
Or
Always
never
the right book.
assume that you're
No.
going to like a particular genre because I think genres can be really misleading.
They really can. They really can. Absolutely. So, and it's a delight, isn't it, to be proven wrong?
Yeah. I've got a lovely personal story about Clare Fuller, but I really thank her for, she's no idea. She was longlisted for the Women's Prize for Fiction a few years ago, and through that I became reunited with a friend of mine who I hadn't seen since I was 22. Because my friend Georgie, who's the most wonderful artist, she is a close friend of Clare Fuller's. They were at art school together.
How funny.
And
oh my gosh.
and Georgie started following the Women's Prize because Clare's book was longlisted, and
That's
then
right.
Georgie stumbled across me because I was banging on about the Women's Prize.
Oh my god.
And we met up in London for the first time last year.
And how was it?
It was amazing. We just chatted. Like the time went, you know, when you're with somebody and it just you just pick up the friendship after all those decades.
Barely draw breath.
Yeah. Wonderful. Anyway.
Oh, lovely.
So
Clare
got a
Fuller
lot to
wins
thank
again.
her for.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely, and it's brilliant. It's lovely. The memory of animals, and when she came, so this is signed. Oh, and a lovely little octopus, which is pertinent to the story. The octopus.
Oh.
And I like it when the publishers do little
I do.
little point of sale as well.
Postcard.
Postcard. So that's nice. So that was number 6 of my 5 best sellers, I think. So yes.
I don't do maths, so it's fine.
No, that's all right.
That's not my strong point.
No. And then, so last on my list is a book that's going to be familiar to everybody.
Yeah.
This is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. And I will admit, this is my first Barbara Kingsolver book I've ever read.
Oh, really?
I have 2 or 3 other ones. Poisonwood Bible, I think.
Yeah,
it's
I
like,
love
if you
that
read
novel.
Poisonwood
I
Bible,
love that novel.
everybody has. So I've got it, just haven't read it.
I think that was a word of mouth novel, wasn't it? The Poisonwood Bible.
But from some time ago.
Yeah, but I think it's spread. But I mean, I think it would have been pre-social media, probably.
Oh, yeah.
But I think it grew to
point.
popularity because of word of mouth. Anyway,
I think
sorry.
you're right. No, it's fascinating. So this chunkster came out, and delightfully came out with some
beautiful, isn't
spreads.
it?
We love that, don't we?
Yeah.
They did a couple of different style covers, and we get in, and it's Barbara Kingsolver, so of course it's sold. And often I was, well, have you read it? Well, I haven't yet. No, I haven't read it, but look, it looks so beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't think the cover doesn't tell you anything about the story.
No.
And buying a book because the cover is beautiful, slightly shallow, but it's what I do. You know, I love it. I'm taken in by a beautiful cover.
I think we all are.
Of course, yes, the publishers spend a lot of money to make sure we do judge this book by a cover. But then came the time to read it, and I have read this. I read this earlier this year.
Okay.
And wow.
It's amazing. She's just such a brilliant human being, Barbara.
Isn't she?
You know, I think the thing, you know, the way that she is unashamed about championing the underclass in the underclass, is that the right word? That sounds wrong. But you know, just championing the area where she comes from, and not being afraid to criticise the politics,
the system.
It's just utterly beautiful writing. And I've read a lot of her novels. I haven't read all of them, but most of them. And they're all really different. But at the heart of them, there's always a really clear but not rammed home political message of some sort, whether it be about the environment or whatever.
Clever.
So it's social. She's a writer with a really, really strong social conscience.
And that absolutely rings true in this. I mean, it was astonishing in how she just got in the nitty gritty of the here and now of the opioid pandemic.
Yeah, and I think at the moment, to be able to sell a really hefty novel that's literary fiction, even if it does win, you know, the Women's Prize and various.
Yes.
She won the American. Oh gosh, my brain's gone. What's it called? The big American prize.
Pulitzer.
Thank you.
Yeah.
She won the Pulitzer as well. But nevertheless, you know, you can win those big prizes and produce a hefty book. It doesn't necessarily sell well.
No.
But I think, you know, this one seems to have got to people.
It has, and it has been out in paperback for a little while. I'm just reaching over. I can just reach. So they repackaged it. They did some with some pretty covers again, but then they repackaged it in a small form, which, I don't know, it's a Marmite thing, isn't it? Some people have loved it and some people have hated it, but I think perhaps it might just give a slightly more true
I know what you're saying.
essence of what the book is actually about.
You'd have more clue.
You would, about this young, very young boy and his potentially short life that he, you know, of, or what could have been a very short life if he'd taken the path that's all around him. And I thought it was fantastic. So yes, it's been out for a while and she's won awards, but is still one of our best sellers.
That's good, so it'll stand the test of time.
I think so.
I want to thank you for hosting us in your shop all weekend. I mean, this
Been a
lady, I
delight.
don't know how she's done it really. It's been really busy, there's been a fantastic bustle, and it's given me such an insight into your profession. And
That's nice.
honestly, yesterday was a masterclass in how to sell books. I've learned so much from this lady. You know, if you're a bookseller out there and you ever want to know how to do it, come and visit Kate. So thank you so much for having us, and I'd just like to raise a final snifter and thank you, and just say, would you give me a job?
Absolutely. Thank you, Louise.
You've heard it.
Yeah, we heard it here. Absolutely.
No, I've really,
it's been
really
a delight.
loved
It's been an absolute peach. Really is. It's been great fun.
Yeah.
Absolute great fun. Yeah, you're getting a whiz on that till now.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And then we have to go. You ready? You got your arm ready? Bye.
Bye.
Never